Wow, look at you. You all look so lovely on this February evening. Hello, how are you all? You all well? Let's start here. Start with you, sir. No, I won't. I'm only joking. Yes, good. That's lovely. Thank you so much for coming in. Do we have any Virgin Bavarians in tonight? Oh. Well, look, and that's a show of hands. Right, well, I'd love you for coming to the Baba Bar, something you probably know nothing about, and you've ventured out, you thought, I'll give this a go. So just very briefly, I have essentially 3 speakers, and they are going to share their passions about something that they love with you tonight, in turn, not all together, that would be odd. And they're going to talk about 15 minutes each about something they love. And I'm very excited, I'm always excited, but very excited about tonight, because last month, someone gave a talk about their love of chocolate and gave some samples at the end. And this month, someone's talking about their love of cocaine. So, so that's going to be wonderful. No, obviously. I didn't tell you that, Russell, did I? No, thank you so much for coming. Those of you that come regularly know that I like to tell you something that I've done since the last show. And often that will involve, because all I really do is running, and so I often talk about my running stories. I think last month I told you about, who was here last month? Yes, I told you about the Style Cup. Do you remember that? It's a thing, I know, wonderful. I think when I started telling people about the Style Cup, they're thinking, he's not at all stylish. No, I meant, country styles. And it's a thing. Anyway, I was thinking last night about what I could tell you, and this is absolutely true. I have nothing, literally nothing. And I was sat at home in my flat thinking, I've got to come up with something, but no, literally nothing. And it's not like I haven't done anything, because I have. This last month, I went to the Isle of Wight. Almost as does that deserve a yes. I did, and I went there partly because I thought, well, that'll give me some material. Nothing, literally nothing. Stuck in time. But one day I was running, well, every day I run, but I was running on the island, and I came across this sign which says, path closed, danger, do not enter, and this is absolutely true. I'm running along, I got to the sign, and I thought, I know, I'll climb over this little gate thing, and something will happen to me, and I'll be able to tell you all about it. It'll be so exciting. So I did. I climbed over that gate. Nothing. Literally nothing. The path was fully open. I ran along the path and went, this is really not working out. So it's still stuck in my flat last night. I've got to come up with something. And I remembered, those of you that know me might know that I did once have a respectable job. Well, I say respectable. I was a lawyer. And no, that's absolutely true. Yes, not respectable. But I was once a lawyer, and I used to advise, big corporations, even the British government. Yet they never listened to me, but I did. That is true. And well, why would they listen to me? I did. I had a proper job, and it was quite niche. My particular area of law it was very niche, and I used to be invited to speak at conferences, mainly in London. And often there'd be ministers there and stuff, and I would be the person who spoke about this particular subject. And it was fairly regular, I'd be asked to speak. And so regular, in fact, that I usually forgot that I had a speaking engagement. Or quite often, certainly a few times, I would forget that I'd been asked to speak somewhere. And how I would remember, I'd turn up at the office in the morning, and my staff would look at me slightly oddly, which I was reasonably sort of familiar with. And they said, what are you doing here? And I do work here. But they said, no, you should be at so-and-so giving a talk about the thing. Said, right. And what time does that, then about an hour? Right, good. And so then I had to go, and I'd always be able to get to the venue in time to give this talk about some legal thing. The thing about the law, when you're giving a talk about the law, is it's very law-based. And that's quite, it is, there's a lot of law in it. And it's quite hard to make it up if you haven't fully prepared. So what I used to do, and I learned this trick early on, I realised that people that go to conferences, how many of you here go to those sort of conferences, the work things, You're not listening, are you? No one listens. Honestly, no one's listening. No one is going to those conferences to do any work. It's a day off, isn't it? Or an afternoon out, or whatever it is. And I twigged this quite early on, so I always had a backup set of images of my pet. And I would show my pet, and I'd drop it in throughout the presentation, throughout the talk, just because I knew people like dogs. So I thought, well, that's all I've got, so here you go. There you are. That is Poppy the dog carrying a stick. That's Poppy the dog in a bucket of water on the South Downs. Poppy the dog getting out of a trough on the South Downs. Poppy the dog in a flower bed. That's in a nearest shop in Battle. So I think that's it with Poppy the dog pictures. So there you are. I didn't have anything, but I thought I'd tell you that. Come again next month, and I'll be talking about my cat. I won't. I don't have one.